Hello, Seattle.
Hello.
Hello. Hello, world.
Hello, Cleveland! Hello, Cleveland!
Well, hello.
Wholly independent and completely untethered since 2009, this is the Marty Reamer Show podcast.
Reamer.
From the epicenter, Seattle, USA.
West Side.
From their west side basement, lodged between the mold and the bad memories.
Quiet, numbskulls. I'm broadcasting.
Here are your hosts, Marty Reamer and somebody else.
Welcome, podcast on our favorite day of the week. Sure happy it's Thursday. Still working on opening the chain of restaurants to compete with TGIF's, the SHITs. It's going to be a brilliant menu, and we hope you can partake. We have a really fun show planned for you today. Seattle's most beloved, I wasn't going to say Seattle's most beloved rockabilly band is here, but I think they may arguably be Seattle's most beloved band. I challenge you to find someone in Seattle who will say a disparaging word about these guys. And they've got awesome rock star hair. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm always in awe of hair. The Dusty 45s are here on the podcast today.
Thank you, kind.
You have to applaud yourselves, otherwise it sounds really sad. There is one half of the Dusty 45 show up in the webcam shot that we have there. That's Billy Joe and Jerry, who we were told moments before signing on is the best guitarist in Seattle. So we are honored to have you here. Actually, honored to have the whole band here without the bass player. Oh, wait.
There's the Kelster.
There's our drummer.
He's in the can.
Yeah. That's awesome. That is Kelly Van Camp there, who his drum set is set up directly behind me, so you can't see it when we play, but he's kind enough to squeeze into the camera shot. We have actually tried to get you on for quite some time, but you're in high demand.
Well, we've been busy,
Yeah.
but no. Actually, I finally got an email from our publicist that asking if we could do the show.
Did the publicist say something like, "Are you guys insane not to have done this show yet?" Was it something along those
there
lines?
was none of that. It's all love for Marty Reamer,
Yeah,
and I've known you a while now, so it's
That's right.
It's cool to sit across the desk from you.
How was it that the gal I used to date, did she go to high school with you?
No, we had a job back when we had a job. She used to work.
Oh, that's right. You worked at the Seattle
I
Times
did.
together.
Yep.
That's
Yep.
where Billy
And another
won that.
life. Yep.
In the classified ad department, was that
Something
what it
like
was?
that, yeah. I was basically a glorified paper boy.
Well, good on you.
Yeah.
I was an editor.
You all worked at the.
Yeah,
No,
I did.
Jerry worked there as well. That's where we met.
Yeah. Well, anyhow, it's great to have you guys in. Dusty 45s, you're playing the Tractor Tavern this Saturday, April 16th. The latest CD is called Fortunate Man, and they'll be playing. God, man, during sound check, you just were blowing my mind. It sounds so good.
Oh, thanks, bro.
It really does sound so good. And you just are back in town after supporting Wanda Jackson on her tour.
Yes.
The Grande Dame of rock and roll.
The Queen of Rockabilly.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So how is that? What's that like for you guys?
It's awesome. She is a 73-year-old little spitfire.
Uh-huh.
You know, she had all of her hits in the 50s mostly. Let's Have a Party was one of her big hits. She dated Elvis. She's now in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And Jack White, the White Stripes, Jack
Sure.
White produced her new record. So it's really broadened her fan base. You know, it's exposed her to a whole bunch of young hipster kids, punk rockers, rockabillys.
Yeah.
You know, and
So is that what the crowds are like when you play
much.
for her?
yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much. And my dad.
And your dad. That's awesome. And you're not opening for her. You're actually her band.
Actually, on this tour, we did open. So we would open. We did a Dusty 45 set, which was great. And then Wanda comes out. We bust into a Link Ray tune, Rumble.
Yeah.
I'm glad I just checked this.
Yeah. and you know, and I announced the Queen of Rock and Roll, you know, and she comes out and we bust into one of her big hits was Cell Block Number 9 is the first one. So
That's cool.
yeah.
And do you have a chance to talk to her much
we hang
backstage?
out. We're buds. Yeah. Her husband is kind of her tour manager, Wendell. They've been married 50 years now.
Wow.
So I guess after she stopped
So
dating,
yeah,
Elvis,
you hooked up with her right after Elvis.
and he calls me. He's really personable, and they're super just sweet people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was great. It's a two-person touring operation, so it was, they'd be calling us ahead on the road. We were actually snowed in Aspen during the tour, had a move a show.
We got stuck in Vail.
Yeah, we were just advanced scout, call Wendell saying, yeah, don't try it. Don't try it, it's closed.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Touring
great.
light.
And then on top of that, Wanda and the Dusty 45s have been called on to open for Adele on her tour.
Adele, yes.
So that is awesome. So you'll be playing a sold-out Paramount Theater in Seattle on
Yes,
June
we
1st.
are, as well as a bunch of dates on the West Coast with Wanda and Adele.
That's so cool. Well, you guys got it going on. So the Dusty 45s will be playing with us and for us here in just a bit. I want to take care of a little old business because we run this show like a corporate board meeting. First, old business. In regards to an email we got yesterday, someone was suggesting how Yaz could protect himself in the future when he tangles with tow truck operators. A gentleman by the name of John the Trucker, who listens to the podcast and actually watches the webcast live, was saying that Yaz should always have a disposable camera in the passenger seat. And we kind of got a chuckle out of that saying, yeah, disposable cameras. What is this, 1989? And then John responded saying, hey, Marty, the reason you use a disposable camera is because the pictures hold up in court. Pictures from phones or digital cameras generally don't hold up because they are so easily altered. Have a good one, signed John the Trucker. Wow, I guess that makes sense, but I can't believe the court system would insist we still find a place that develops a disposable. You still have to get a disposable camera and find a place to develop it. But... So, Yaz, that is the suggestion from John the Trucker, and apparently he has some cred because he always carries the disposable camera on his passenger seat. So there's that. And then this email from Robin saying, Marty, is it true? Marcus Eaton on Monday? I think that is true, right?
Yep.
Finally, Marcus Eaton on Monday. Yeah, we got Marcus Eaton on Monday. Next week is a pretty wild week. We've got Marcus Eaton on Monday. And I believe we have Augustana tentatively booked for Thursday of next week.
Yep.
Cody Beebe and the Promise on Wednesday, and Jeffrey Castle, the just wicked violin player, will be joining us on Friday. I know I didn't do that in sequential order, but I was kind of bouncing around in my head. So it all hinges on Augustana coming in on Thursday, because Thursday night they're doing this Marty party for us at the radio station, which you can still buy tickets for through the Mountains website, 1037themountain.com. In the past, the Marty party tickets were free, but it's like we handle it like a drug dealer does. We offer you your first couple parties for free, and then when you're hooked, then we start charging you. That's how that works. Then this email here from Jordan. Do we have the Yogo Man Burning Band song here? That if you'll recall from earlier this year, we had a fun band down from Bellingham called Yogo Man Burning Band.
Yogo Man, I represent the Celebrate Life clique. No matter who you choose to go and I come out with, time has come to live and let it live on the planet. I wouldn't diss with Piggy if she wanted a pork Genesis. We got to open up our mind, heart, soul, spirit, cause the fear is taking lives, so we don't need to go near it. Homophobia has been around for too long, and if you want equal rights, unity is the bomb, and it goes, oh! Now the disco.
That's what you guys are lacking in your songs, is lyrics that refer to porking Janice.
Yeah.
That's what we need more in music.
Give Jordan a shout out from us.
Oh my God,
I love those hippies.
Oh, I tell you, we love Jordan. Apparently, they're doing this online contest where you, the fans, can recruit a band to play Bonnaroo. And of the thousands of bands that are vying for a slot on the Bonnaroo schedule, Yogo Man Burning Band are at number 36, which is pretty impressive just out of the gates. So they are asking me to ask you to go to the Yogo Man Burning Band website, or I believe it's also available on the Bonnaroo website, and vote for Yogo Man Burning Band, because they really are a fun party band, and that would be a kick in the pants for them to be able to play Bonnaroo. So they have a track on our Live from the Moldy Basement CD, which is that track I just played there. And so let's put Yogo Man in at Bonnaroo, and everything will be good. This weekend, big doings here in Seattle. I think the Experience Music Project is finally going to be put on the map as a worldwide music destination, because on Saturday is the official opening of the massive Nirvana exhibit, bringing punk to the masses, I think is the title of the exhibit. And boy, there is a lot of excitement surrounding. Look, when EMP first launched, they were a bunch of arrogant twerps. I think it was it was the 90s. You know, it was like the new media, and EMP came on with Paul Allen backing them up, and it sort of had like unlimited funds, and they were like they were unbearable to work with. It was like, we don't need any of you because we are Paul Allen, we are EMP, we are the future. And then, you know, they had a really strong launch with, what do you remember from that big launch show? I remember Annie Lennox shutting down because a helicopter was flying overhead. She was frustrated by the noise of a chopper over Memorial Stadium. Anyhow, they came out of the gates really strong, and then, you know, interest in EMP waned, especially for locals. You know, once you'd seen the exhibits and you'd said, hey, this is cool, there was really no reason to go back again. And then they hired and fired and rehired and kind of revamped the whole place. And now they're really good people to work with. They really are interested, and plus Paul Allen has kind of cut them loose and said, you guys have to become self-sufficient. And this is what they've come up with, is this Nirvana exhibit, which I really definitely believe is going to be phenomenally successful.
Well, it makes sense too, doesn't it?
It does. It just seems like a perfect fit.
Yeah.
You know, I have a list here of some of the items that are on exhibit. Some handwritten lyrics always do it for me. If I see handwritten lyrics, it just takes me to the exact place. These they have some handwritten lyrics for Bleach's Floyd the Barber on display, which apparently Kurt was writing as he was watching old Andy Griffith reruns. So it was supposed to be kind of a joke, but they have the Smells Like Teen Spirit sweater. This green sweater right here, the Smells Like Teen Spirit sweater, which Courtney handed over to like a secondhand clothing store. She just gave away a bunch of his old clothes, including the Smells Like Teen Spirit sweater. And then someone picked it up at an LA used clothing store. And I don't know how they managed to convince the curators that this was the sweater. But the curators believe it. They think that is the actual sweater. So that is on exhibit. The guitar that Cobain famously smashed at an Evergreen State College performance, which made the rest of the band members go, what the hell's he doing? He doesn't have another guitar.
I was at that show, by the way.
Evergreen State College?
Yeah, I'm an Olympian myself.
The hell you say?
I was there back in the day.
When he smashed the guitar?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Well, then... We need to put you right next to the guitar, just standing there.
Yeah, don't loan him yours.
And then, by the way, this Sunday marks the 20th anniversary of the first time Nirvana played "Smells Like Teen Spirit" in concert. By chance, would you be able to identify where? It was April 17th, 1991.
Off-Ramp?
Off-Ramp is a good guess for the time, but that's not right.
Rock Candy.
Not Rock Candy?
Not Evergreen.
No, it was in Seattle. It's a club that's now closed.
Romper Room?
Not the Ballard Firehouse.
No, the OK Hotel.
Oh, yeah, of course.
OK Hotel, right underneath the viaduct, is where he first, played "Smells Like Teen Spirit."
It's coming back. OK Hotel
is it really?
Back. Yep.
I'll be damned.
I was at the in-store, the Nirvana "Smells Like Teen Spirit" in-store at Peaches Records. I went to that and saw them do the live performance there. And bought the CD.
That's a bit of history too.
That
was that was after their Rebar CD release party.
I think so. Yeah.
They actually have pictures from a photo booth on display, one of those photo strips on display at the Nirvana exhibit of the three guys getting pictures taken of themselves at the Rebar, at that, which, by the way, they got so drunk they got kicked out of their own CD release party.
That's rock and roll.
Yeah, exactly. The Rebar is still in existence.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's directly across the street from the Mountain Studios, as a matter of fact. What goes on at the Rebar?
Actually, the owners were friends of ours. Carla used to own it. We played her wedding. She's not married anymore.
Okay.
But and Lonnie is a good friend of hers, but she sold her interest I believe, to Carla. But there's live music, there's performance. They do this head wig. It's kind of like an off-Broadway disco thing.
I'm always curious, is it open on a regular basis, or does it just
at night?
But it is open every night.
Pretty much.
Okay.
I believe, yeah.
Because sometimes I come out of the radio station and there's a massive line and like there's really something happening over there.
Oh, yeah.
And then other times I'm like, okay, it is not. They've closed up shop.
Right.
Like there's nothing going on.
They have special performances there, and I think, and they do a pretty good job. It definitely provides an alternative to the mainstream theater.
So the Nirvana exhibit opens. I think they're doing some pre-show kind of a gala with Chris Novoselic in on Friday, which is tomorrow, and then Saturday it opens to the general public at the Experience Music Project. So check that out. I think it'll be fascinating. We have the Dusty 45s here, and are you going to play something off the new CD first?
Yeah, we'll do. River from Eyes. I think it's a.
I'm going to assume the position.
Okay, he's going to his
leaving the shot.
Massive
still here.
Carl Palmer drum kit that you can't see.
Too large to get the shot.
84-piece drum kit.
Extremely rare.
And here they are, the Dusty 45s on the podcast.
1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2.
I'm just standing in the fields as the dark clouds come rolling in, and the crackled dirt that lies beneath my heel is swept into the wind. I thought I had the answer, but the answer never came for you and I. Now the rain is falling like a river from my eyes. Like a river from my eyes. Raindrops are falling from the sky. Wash away the sad times. Wash away the lies. And when the storm is over and the clouds above us clear, dark skies will blow over, and a brighter day will soon be near. Looking for so many ways to show the world that I was a man. Always looking for another time, showing that I can. Can anything be greener than a cornfield that's growing in July? So I left to find it, and I left a part of me back there to die. Like a river from my eyes, raindrops are falling from the sky. Wash away the sad times, wash away the lies. When the storm is over and the clouds above us clear, dark skies will blow over, and a brighter day will soon be near. The dark skies will blow over, a brighter day will soon be near.
Yeah, there you go. Dusty 45s here on the podcast. A long time in coming. The CD is called Fortunate Man. That is River From My Eyes, which holds the coveted number 3 slot on the CD, which is where that's where you put the hits. You put the hits in the number 3 slot.
That's where the run producing part of the lineup is, right there.
Yeah, that's right. I always wonder about, because it happens over and over again that the single is always the 3rd track on the CD, but then whenever I ask an artist about that, they go, no, that was purely coincidental. But it happens so often that I have to think there's some sort of a conspiracy behind that.
I think there's a little bit. We want to warm them up a little as they get into the CD a little bit.
Yeah.
Recording. That's one of our favorite tunes.
Yeah.
And we thought that actually when we.
Well, sequencing is one of the funnest part of doing the CD.
Yeah. I oddly enough, when we were putting together our CD, which was a compilation of all the performances we've had here on the podcast, sequencing was fun and also quite challenging. I mean, we had 18 songs that we were trying to move around and going, this one sounds good into this one. And
what's number 3?
Leroy Bell. Leroy Bell. Yeah. So I guess he's worthy of that third slot. Anyhow, really wonderful music, and if you've never seen the Dusty 45s perform, you miss out on part of it just hearing them, because you guys are true showmen. You literally set yourselves on fire.
Well, you're on a stage, first of all. There's no shoegazing allowed.
No quarter counting.
Yeah. People pay good money.
Mm-hmm.
They worked hard all week.
Yeah.
They want to drink some beer, and they don't want to see you being too depressed on stage. We like to be a little heartfelt, but yeah, we do love interacting with the audience, and there is. I'm not going to call it pyrotechnics, because then people will confuse it with bands that shoot off things. But just a simple big flame instrument is.
So if you do Dusty 45's Trumpet on Fire on YouTube, it'll pop up with you setting the trumpet on fire. And at first you think, oh, he's just a brilliant trumpet player, which you are, but you actually go to the literal extent of that and set it on fire. Is there danger involved in that?
If you think if lighting like a tiki torch in your backyard is dangerous, and that's something that's about the extent of it.
All right, so that's the fuel you're using is tiki torch fuel.
Yeah, essentially, yeah.
And is there I don't want you to give away your secret, but is there a rag at the end of that's actually burning?
Wick.
A wick.
Yeah, and I don't want to give it away, because if I'm sitting on the couch watching Letterman one night and some kid gets up and lights his trumpet, I'm gonna be
buying a ticket.
Can you buy the wick at Guitar Center? Is that where you? No.
It's made by an ancient, by an old Chinese lady. And
ancient Chinese secret.
She also tailors my suits as well. So.
And you are a snappy dresser on top of all else. So.
Like I said, you got it's a show, man.
Yeah.
You got to give it up to the people.
Yeah. Well, you do that indeed. If you inhale. Not that you do inhale. I'm not suggesting anything here, Billy Joel.
I have inhaled.
You haven't? I bet you have.
I exhale when I play the trumpet.
Yes, right. So there's no inhaling. There's no real risk, because you never really inhale when playing the trumpet,
no, you don't.
right? Yeah.
No.
Well, he's not planning on running for president.
Yeah. No. So tell me a little bit about what's coming up in the near term here. I mean, I know you're. Is that the next kind of big thing? Is this tour with Adele?
It is, but as well as our own touring, and we have huge summer. You can find it all on our Facebook page and our website, dusty45s.com, and then the Dusty 45s Facebook. Come be our friend, and we'll share all kinds of things with you. We're playing the 4th of July at the this year. We're the band at the
at Gasworks?
Yes,
our 4th of July celebration.
Yes, sir.
Wow, that's awesome.
And One Reel is producing that, which is awesome. They do Bumbershoot, and our buddy Chris Porter is in charge of that. So we're
full disclosure. I sit on the board at One Reel. So
all right, Marty.
It's
he's a fantastic guy. And
so you're gonna go to the board and say, "What happened here?
Yeah,
what's the meaning of this?
Where did we go wrong with these guys?"
And I believe if you don't turn the fireworks off. If you're watching the fireworks, I believe King 5 is doing it this year.
Oh, so are you playing the slot that the Presidents played last year? So right after the fireworks are done, you guys jam.
I believe there will be a flaming trumpet.
As
well. I believe they want to air that. So if you want to see it,
in
lifetime, But come to the event.
Do you do that at every show, or some venues are a little skittish from the Great White experience up in the Northeast?
And that's the miscommunication again. It's a totally different thing than the pyrotechnics. There was,
the story in Boston. We went over there. Was the fire marshal was there. We were playing in the theater, and he was standing there. And Billy Joe showed him exactly how the whole thing works with the torch. And he goes, very interesting. No.
Yeah. Oh. So this was the East Coast, and this was right after it happened.
Yeah.
The West Coast people are much more relaxed. I'll show it to them. I've gotten permits from the lovely Seattle Fire Department.
You do? You have to get permits for that?
If the club is uncomfortable.
A little skittish, yeah.
But it's just like it's an open flame. It's not pyrotechnics. It's like a big candle.
Yeah.
So it's very controlled. And I've done it thousands of times. And we have a fire extinguisher, just to put people at ease. But there's never been even anything close to.
It sounds like you've been down this road so many times. Like it's just like a candle.
I don't want to sell it, but it's an awesome thing. And,
no, it is awesome when you see it.
It's fun.
Plus, at the same time, you're standing on the base while you're doing it. And so you're really giving it everything. That's awesome. The Dusty 45s, their CD called Fortunate Man, and you do have a chance to see them just kind of in all their glory this Saturday, April 16th. Right after you've gone to the Nirvana exhibit, you can head straight from there to Ballard and watch them bring rockabilly to the masses.
Yeah, there you go. That's a good way. The Tractor Tavern on Saturday.
Bringing rockabilly.
Funk and rockabilly.
And a great band from Austin, Texas, The Preservation. If you get a chance to get them in sometime.
Oh, yeah.
They're really good.
Oh, good.
They're opening for us.
All right. What do you want to play next here for us?
I'll go play some drums.
I'd like to dedicate this one to my lady, who's an artist. She has a show coming up. She's her exhibition at the Bellevue Art Museum from May 26th through November. Kathy McClure, amazing metal artist, and makes great sculptures with kinetic lights. And anyhow, check out her exhibit. And this is a song I wrote for her called "A Perfect Piece of Art." When I'm feeling down and blue, just a single thought of you is all that I need. For the sun to come shining through. And if you tell me you'll be mine, then that should take a little chance. You take a chance on loving me, I'll be feeling fine. And baby, that is why when I'm feeling down and blue, I'm always gonna think about you. One will ever take away the love we're sharing every day. The clouds will break apart. To draw me near your sweet bouquet. You're a perfect piece of art. You're just hanging in my heart. If I hold you in my arms, or if we're miles apart. And baby, that is why when I'm feeling down and blue, I'm always gonna think about you. Baby, that is why when I'm feeling down and blue, I'm always gonna think about you. Yes, I'm always gonna think. I'm gonna think about you. And I'm always gonna think. I'm gonna think about you.
Yeah. Excellent work. If you're not watching the webcast, you have no idea, but Billy Joe had to stand up on that one.
I just had to shake the hips,
to
man.
give the full effect. And
He can't sit too long.
I can only imagine that was frustrating on that first song to have to stay seated.
It was. Fortunately, my parents didn't put me on Ritalin when I was a kid because I was super hyper.
Were you really? I mean, is that genuine?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What were you doing as a kid? And when did the fascination with music kick in?
Yeah, I grew up on a farm in southern Illinois with 7 brothers and sisters. We all have huge families, all of us guys. And I
All
think
you
that's
guys
one of the
Catholic? Is that the deal? Yeah.
reasons- Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the reasons we get along so good. Is we have so much in common, you know.
Yeah.
Just our family structures was, you know. But yeah, my dad got me a trumpet when I was I guess 2nd or 3rd grade.
Uh-huh.
And my mom liked Louis Armstrong, and she made me learn Blueberry Hill.
Uh-huh.
So I used to imitate Blueberry Hill. I found my thrills. Imitate Satchmo. And I learned the trumpet, and my
As a
family,
second grader, that would have been an awesome
Yeah.
sound to come out of a second grader.
my family used to put me on the front of the fireplace. We had like a little mantle, and that was my stage.
Uh-huh.
And that's how I got out of baling hay.
Yeah. Oh God. I would have done Satchmo too to try to get out of baling hay. I didn't even grow up on a very big farm,
Yeah.
but I still have like miserable memories of like being in that dark, hot, closed barn and stacking
And
hay.
these guys can testify. We went back last summer and played on the farm in all over Nashville, Tennessee, and St. Louis. And how's the temperature, guys?
Yeah.
Humid.
Oh.
So baling hay and 100+ weather and humidity, you know. And
Thankfully, his dad didn't put us to work.
Yeah. Oh.
We did go swimming in the swimming hole.
Yeah,
that
we
was
had-
fun.
Literally a swimming hole.
yeah, we got a swimming hole right in the middle of the cornfields.
We had to invent rehearsals though. Like we really got to get a couple songs down. We can't, run the combine. Shuck the corn.
Really? Does the
My
family
dad
still own
just-
the farm?
Yeah, absolutely. My dad's 80. He still farms the 400-acre homestead there. He sleeps in the bedroom he was born in. And
Damn.
And he comes to as many Dusty 45 shows as possible. I mean, he's like front and center. He lights the trumpet on fire. He'll get up on stage. It's like, hey, that's my boy.
You can
And-
see where he gets it.
Yeah.
Once you meet Matt. Yeah.
Matt,
Absolutely.
and he truly is the biggest music fan. He loves all the guys. He loves just live performance.
Yeah.
And that encouragement, is definitely what.
Well, I think that's why you're so well liked. I mean, it's what they say. You're kind of you guys give off that salt of the earth attitude. And
We don't want to be too well.
Well, we're
Yeah,
poor.
okay.
We're desperate.
We got a dark side, bro.
We live off the land.
All right, understood. Understood. There are the asshole moments.
Salt of the underworld.
What we like to do on this show from time to time is read the blurbs because we love the blurb writers. And here are some blurbs on the Dusty 45s. Blurb number 1, no bullshit quasi-swing here. The Dusty 45s arc weld elements of traditional Americana and roots music with a style and attitude all their own. If you can work arc weld into a blurb, then you are a good blurb writer. Here's one. The Dusty 45s are a bold troupe treading the lonely terrain where genre disappears and originality dwells. That is... But that is... You know what you guys have accomplished, which isn't easy to do, is you have walked that line between, being entirely original and also being somewhat like comfortable for people to hire for festivals and where typically they'd hire a cover band.
Right.
Where typically they'd book the Beatniks. So they bring you guys in because you do tread on both sides of that fence. You're playing original music, but you seem familiar when, as soon as you see the Dusty 45s, you go, yeah, I get this, and I like it.
Thanks, man. That's important to us is that we're not a cover band. I mean, we can what we do is we have some really solid and specific influences, and so we use those to kind of always respect, like the Buddy Holly and Louis Armstrong, things like that. Maybe the Beatles, of course. You know what I mean? But we stick with the kind of more of the American root sound as a foundation. So there's plenty of masters to look up to.
Yeah.
And so we're not really going to be covering the Police in the Dusty 45s as
Right,
much
right.
as we appreciate bands like that have forged a foundation in the 80s and
Yeah,
90s.
yeah.
We kind of go back to the...
No, you can go ahead and hate on the 80s. That's totally
Hey,
fine.
I'm
The 80s are
saying-
totally good to hate on.
Yeah.
If you're going to ever hate on a
It's
decade.
kind of mid-60s all the way back to big band music, which,
Yeah.
then split off and became Western swing music and, early rock and roll. Where all that comes from is where we kind of try to draw our influence.
Yeah. What do you guys think of Chris Isaak? Because I see similarities, not only in your look, but also in just the style of music you guys
I like
play.
Chris Isaak.
Absolutely.
He could rock a little more.
Yeah, that's what
You think he should rock a little more?
I think he could rock.
A little too.
I remember hearing a version of Diddley Daddy he did, Bo
Yeah.
Diddley, and it was like, that's the smoothest Diddley Daddy I
Yeah.
think you're going to ever hear.
Yeah.
That's Bo Diddley. Come on, man.
He needs to
rock.
put a little more edge on it.
He's a little bit more of just a solo artist. Is the way it comes. I love Chris Isaak. though.
Yeah, no,
I have his
that's
record.
good. I
He's
kinda-
a crooner. He's a crooner.
I like
We
this
like to be a
critique.
rock band. As well as have some of those elements. But
He's good looking. That's for sure.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, he is that.
Actually, I was thinking
Although
of his
I get a-
girlfriend, Bai Ling. It was we met her once down in L.A. He used to date Bai Ling.
Yes,
You know who
yes,
she is?
I do know. I knew that he dated her. I don't know if I could pick her out of a lineup though. So I get a sense from him, and I like Chris Isaak. I really do, and I
Yeah.
think he's also one of the wittiest people on the planet.
Sure.
His show was great. They
Yeah.
had on, I don't know, Showtime.
Oh,
or
the
something.
Showtime, yeah. Except they did have a quota for boobs on that show. Like it was like every 15 seconds they had to have some woman run into the camera
yeah.
shot topless.
He's funny. He's witty.
Yeah. But I get a sense that he knows he's good looking. Like he knows his effect on women and on a crowd. But that's true. Maybe if you're that good looking, you just. But you do look like him, Billy Joe. So
okay.
go ahead, play it up. Play it up. You got it. The Dusty 45s. You can see them at the Tractor Tavern on this Saturday. Three. How many are in the Dusty 45s
There's four.
now?
We have our upright bass player.
Yeah, okay.
Like I said, we're trying to raise money for his bail.
Okay, because I thought somewhere I read that there was a fifth member now that had joined.
Micah, I got to give it up to Micah Holscher. He played piano with us for 10 years. He's down in Nashville now. And coincidentally, he's touring right now with there's one other band that Wanda Jackson's touring with, and Micah's the piano player in that band. He's going to join us for the Adele shows. So if you've seen the
small
Dusty
world.
45s and you saw Micah, he's going to be back with us again.
What stories does Wanda Jackson tell about her time with Elvis, or is she mum on that?
She said she spent some time up in his room, and in his bedroom, and they weren't listening to records.
Oh,
That was one of my favorites.
No, they were listening to records, but somebody asked her what records she was listening. She said, I'm 17 years old, I'm up in Elvis's bedroom. How do I remember what records I was listening to? It was great. She varied the stories every night. She's great storyteller. Yeah.
so these are the stories that she tells the audience.
Yeah, and she changes it up every night.
Yeah.
It's not like a routine thing, She's really witty. First night we played with her, she looked over at me and she goes, "You're so skinny, you got to hop around in the shower to get wet." What do you respond? You got a Rock and Roll Hall of Famer busting your balls. You're just like, "Thank you, man."
Consider them busted. Yeah.
You were actually offended, right?
Stomped off the stage.
It's sad when she turned 18 and she was too old for Elvis.
That was Jerry Lee.
Elvis had a reputation for that. Even I took 17. I take her word at 17, but I think even that was a little old for Elvis. I think he had a.
Maybe that's why they were just playing records.
Yeah, right. Like, what else am I going to do with the old lady there in my bedroom? You guys are awesome. Thank you very much for coming in. Really nice having you here and seeing you again. Dusty 45's Tractor Tavern this Saturday, April 16th, and get a copy of their CD, Fortunate Man, and you'll probably have a chance to see him playing with Wanda Jackson as they open for Adele on the 1st of June. Tomorrow we have a couple interesting guests. We have a chat room participant who is going to tell us all about volunteering, because this is National Volunteer Week. I've always wanted to know what this AmeriCorps business is about, and can anyone volunteer through AmeriCorps. So that's one guest tomorrow, and the other guest is a woman who was literally plucked out of the crowd at a police concert at the Gorge a few years back, asked to sing with Sting on Don't Stand So Close to Me. He was so impressed with her chops that he told her, follow your passion in music. I'll back you up if necessary. So that young lady will be joining us here on the podcast tomorrow. And then I mentioned a fantastic lineup next week as well. Join us here live 9:30 in the morning through our website, martyreamer.com. Take care of yourself. Bye-bye.
Independent since 2009, this has been the Marty Reamer Show podcast. For more information about topics discussed, visit our website, martyreamer.com. That's Marty, RIEMER.com. Thank you for subscribing to the podcast. Tell your friends. They look nice. Oh, and to subscribe to our podcast, that too. The Marty Reamer Show is a production of Twisted Scholar Incorporated. Remember, in America, a corporation is a person too. I'm your saving leftovers in my beard announcer, Blair Schultz. See you next time. Word out.
Bye-bye, Daddy. Bye-bye, Yaz.